I'm just trying to paint a picture here.
Why?
Because I'm Bob Ross.
I'm a bird, I'm a bird.
Pirate Software Twitch fraud allegations. Fast facts. So all I heard about it is apparently he was giving his mod money for his mod to use an alternate account to keep the hype train going on Twitch, to basically, it is like mental, I don't want to say manipulation, but it definitely presses on your mental. It presses on your mental and makes you want to donate even more when you see other people send money. And Pirate Software was using his own money to give to his mod to do that. That actually does go under fraud.
Bro, what?
Yeah. But the fact that this man still doesn't realize that he's going down as a lolcow is truly shocking to me.
Pirate Software has opened the door to fraud allegations after a leaked DM shows some controversial behavior regarding his mod.
Also, I saw that he leaked the DM himself.
Bro.
He opened it up on stream.
Bit donations, hype trains, and we're going to get into that today on The Legal Mindset. Of course, I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney in this Legal Mindset. We teach you to be your own judge in a fast facts format, bringing you the quick and dirty version of the latest news. So Pirate Software has been in the internet news over the past, 3, 4, 5, 6 months for various things that he has been doing. But now we have him actually getting caught in something where there could be real legal liability. Now, to be very clear, we are not addressing the drama today. So we're not going to talk about how he got his party killed in WoW and how he failed to even give a basic apology and say, hey, look, listen.
Oh, no, I'm going to talk about it. Not only he didn't do a basic apology, he blamed someone else. And then, okay, get this. And then he went and started bullying someone who's completely new. It's as if he's been showing people for the longest time who he actually is.
This was really my fault. I could have done more here, not try to deflect it, not try to blame everybody equally, but just take responsibility and own up. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about any of the fig tree allegations and whatever he did with a ferret. That's between him and the ferret.
What happened to the ferret?
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
I hope it's not an actual ferret.
We're also not talking about Stop Killing Games, although we did talk about that on a previous episode, and you can tune back and catch my Stop Killing Games commentary. However, one thing we are going to talk about is this fall in subs, because a lot of this does have to do with the fact that Pirate Software, due to all of these controversies.
No, what did Pirate Software do to the ferret? Pirate Software, the Twitch streamer and game developer, is known for his love of ferrets and has even created a separate channel, Ferret Software, dedicated to them. Okay. The channel's revenue from... Oh, okay. Oh, his ferret passed? Oh, that's sad. But, wait, but this is just making me more confused. What did he do to the ferret? Lifu, you've been warned. By the way, this will be not safe for stream. What did he do to the ferret? Oh, okay. His persona is just a ferret. Okay.
Okay.
That is... What the effort? You made me think that he did something to an actual ferret. Why would I care about that his persona is a ferret?
Versus is hemorrhaging subs. And when you are hemorrhaging subs, and I'll bring this up again at the end, this opens you up to a lot of potential problems from people that used to be supporters. So obviously, in the over 104,000 people as of date over the last just 30 days.
Wait, is that just on Twitch? Or how much did he lose on YouTube? Social Blade? Come on. Social... why can I not type? Social Blade? Oh, no.
What happened?
He lost 230,000 subscribers.
Damn.
Holy.
That's a huge dip.
We don't even have a quarter of that.
And that's like us losing like what?
That's like us going to prison, not just losing subscribers. And what about his pirate stuff? Oh, that's just the last 14 days. Oh man, this is making my head spin. I cannot even comprehend having so many followers, and he's hemorrhaging that many.
Losing over 104K followers. Amongst those certainly are some whales, some people that donated a lot to his channel and now feel really, really hurt, or feel betrayed by Pirate Software. And whenever you have that happen, not only are you going to have more people paying attention to your channel, more people looking for you to make mistakes, more people logging what you're doing.
I mean, I can see why his viewers would feel lied to and betrayed. Look, if you follow someone because of how they put themselves in a spotlight and you think that's the actual person, and then all of a sudden it's a whole 180 and you find out that no, this is not the person you followed, it's like the complete opposite. Imagine if like you guys would find out tomorrow that me and Zen aren't actually married and we're brother and sister just pretending to be married just to get like more hype and clicks for posing as a married VTuber couple because it's not that common.
That's so freaking weird. Why would you even say things like that?
I'm just trying to paint a picture here.
Why?
Because I'm Bob Ross.
No, you literally complain why people keep talking about us, like assuming that we're brothers and sisters. And then you bring it back. This is like the second time in months.
Hey, babe.
Yeah.
Sweet home Alabama. A lot of YouTubers are on the decline, like Sticks. I think doing it for too long is bad for you mentally. Not necessarily. We do have examples of people who've been basically their whole adult life part of YouTube, and they're fine.
But you're also increasing potential liability because one of those people, any of those people that donated a lot, that felt they gave a lot, might have claim or cause if you end up slipping up and they felt misled, and that might generate some sort of cause of action. And that's something we might have here today. So let's get into it. What happened? So Pirate Software, while live, accidentally showed a DM with his moderator. That DM shows that his mod was purchasing bits to extend Pirate's hype train. Now, that's a Twitch thing, and we're over here on YouTube. We only have hype trains and you guys smashing the like button and commenting on the video, which is always appreciated. But that's a particular mechanism at Twitch, and Pirate Software has actually been known for breaking that record repeatedly. In fact, only recently, I believe the VTuber Vital, Neurosama over there, beat his record, but previously he'd...
Isn't it Veto? Or is it Vital? It's Veto. Veto? Anyway.
Been setting records as related to this hype train. So it's something that, you know, as a channel, if you're setting records, you're typically pretty proud of that.
Yeah.
Now, it appears his DM, the DM with his moderator, it appears his DM was purchasing bits to extend Pirate's hype train. Now, by and in and of itself, and we're going to see that with the terms of service, etc., that probably wouldn't be a problem if the moderator was doing that on their moderator account, right? And the moderator was just as a moderator going and donating those bits. However, it was beyond just the moderator doing it. The moderator was donating them not with their main account, but with an alt account, which the mod made Pirate aware of, and which presented itself not as the mod.
It's as if it was planned. No. Also, that's just a bad joke. I'm gonna shut up.
Mod, but as a friend of the mod, as a separate person who was not the mod, which is not true. We're going to see that right today. So I'm going to pull up the actual footage for this. Of course, if you want to catch the full analysis, right, the full breakdown, you can always catch the full version on my live. So here is Pirate Software, and this is the moment in which he was caught in 4K showing the DM. So here's him during
showing
gameplay.
it himself.
Place my head between them and go full burr mode and make...
What?
Okay, so here's where he pulls it up. And this is the screenshot. We're going to...
Just ain't no way you expose yourself. At least leave it up to other people to do it. Like, okay, as a content creator, the bare minimum you could do is make sure you don't expose yourself, but let others expose you. At least think about the other content creators. Come on. Again, it's a bad joke. I'm gonna shut up. Can I even read what it says? No? Blurry? Can I find a
Blurry.
screenshot? Pirate software. My FBI agent is gonna be very confused me googling every 1 minute pirate software. Even he's gonna be like, oh, come on, honey, his game is not even that good. Also, I cannot find it, so I'm gonna just move on in complete
Unlucky.
defeat.
To go into it, I'm going to read it through, but here's the screenshot, and you can see how quickly he's going to click away from this. He's just going to try to clear this out because obviously this does not look good for him.
So this is him pulling it up on stream here, and I'll just go ahead and let the rest of it play, as you guys will see that this is indeed pirate software. You can see his messages between Kronos, the ones that we were just showing you, and then you're going to watch.
So you can see he's got it up here. He's going to click away, right? He clicks away pretty quickly, right, to get over here. And by the way, another thing, big credit to Quinn Theo. I'm going to tag his video in the video below for bringing this up and for making this presentation and kind of collecting this together. But in that screenshot, we have some pretty damning proof that he was talking with the moderator in order to engage in this behavior. So let's look at this here.
Oh, I can actually read it now. What does ITE mean? Maybe I can't read. Okay, let me know if you do. Bits is going to be best way to do it due to the return if you need to save it. Bits rather than tier 3s. Tier 3 might be better, don't know. Bits is 82% returned when you buy them in bulk. Have you bought any yet? I've done 100 tier 1s on my personal. Ready to do 40 tier 3s on an alt. Oh my god.
What the hell?
Does money have no meaning for them? What the fuck? Can do bits instead or both? Did 50k bits on 10 seconds left? I'm about to choke here. What? I'm scrolling it as if I'm actually reading it. Okay. What is the alt account? Serendipitous beef. Where's the beef? Holy hell. No. 50k bits, 40 tier 3 subs, and 100 tier 1 subs. Can I have his community?
Yo, what the hell? No. That's the funny thing. It's the mod. It's just one dude.
Eyed mods looking at you sideways. Fucking joking. Stop clutching your non-existent pearls.
I'm going to read through this for you guys so you get it. So Pirate Software says, let me know if you do. Bits is going to be the best way to do it due to the return if you need to save it.
I'm starting to think, since, you know, he's like second generation Blizzard, it's not just mad money at this point. It's just fuck you money at this point.
So what he's talking about is, what is the most efficient way for you to buy these bits and then extend the hype train? And the return would imply that he's going to get money back, that he's going to get reimbursed. So that implies that as this moderator is donating, Pirate Software is going to pay him back for what he gets. So it's going to be return.
Okay, never mind. He has to pay him back. Sorry, mods. The deal is off the table.
It's too late.
Sorry, today we're not committing fraud. Stand by.
Stand by.
When are we having the next Lifu subathon? When did we ever have a Lifu subathon?
When you're playing Expedition.
That was not a subathon. That was fuck you, Lifu. Here's the money. Now play it for another 6 hours. I'ma go sleep.
To him. So he's going to get, as Pirate Software says, like an 82% return. See, T3s might be better, don't know. Bits is 82% return when you buy them in bulk. Have you bought any? He says, I've done 100 T1s on my personal, ready to do 40 T3s on my alt. Can do bits instead or both. Did 50k bits at 20 seconds left. So saying he extended the hype train with 50k bits when there was 20 seconds left. Okay, what is the alt? Serendipitous Bean. Remember that name, Serendipitous Bean. It's going to come up Where's the beef? And then he goes on to say, didn't mention this to the mods either. Now the challenge is to clear the queue. The queue is referring to his kind of backup TTS queue, which he has to clear or it's donated to charity. But the more important thing is this serendipitous being. And here's this profile here and this information courtesy of Guy on Twitter. So thank you, Guy. This was the description here of serendipitous being. IRL friend of Kronos. So Kronos is the main moderator. And
Hold up. Is he LARPing as his own friend?
Yes.
Is the mod LARPing as no. No. Here I thought the saddest part is gonna be Pirate Software paying for his own hype train. But no, this is the saddest part. I'm sorry, but okay.
I'm
He's
excited that
RPing as his own friend.
Yeah,
Crazy work.
that's straight to the heart.
they are free from corporate. Love your stream and what you do for the people here. There aren't many cooler supportive streamers left once they get big like this. Stay cool, bud, and tell Kronos that Ben sends their regards. So
Okay.
this person is clearly painting themselves as not Kronos, not the moderator, but a separate IRL friend of this moderator, which is extremely deceptive if you ask me. Now, how does this convert to a legal issue? Well, there's three potential legal questions, and these were brought up
Okay.
also by Quinthio in his very good video, which once again, I'm going to link in the comment below. He brought up the first two. I'm introducing a third one here. So the first one is Twitch terms of service. Then we have federal law violations and state law violations. So let's look at the Twitch terms of service. So obviously, Twitch has a terms of service. There's many things you can and cannot do, but one thing they have is called a bit acceptable use policy. So you're supposed to use bits in a certain way. You're supposed to behave like a normal contributor and not do certain impermissible things. Like, for example, you can't solicit bits in exchange for money or donations. That's one thing. You can't provide items or services that are associated with monetary value in exchange for bits. And a big thing here, and this is one that I think he has to really watch out for, is selling, offering to sell, trading, bartering, or transferring bits to other users in exchange for real or virtual currencies.
Oh.
If this mod is using these bits and transferring them to Pirate Software, and Pirate Software is converting that to cash and paying him back, that would appear to violate the TOS. Beyond that, you cannot use the bits to engage in any fraudulent, criminal, or otherwise unauthorized activity, soliciting or receiving bits for any fraudulent or any other criminal activity.
That's okay. This is gonna be a dumb question. Does Pirate Software understand that him spending his money on these bits and stuff, he's actually losing out of money because of Twitch cut?
But he doesn't care because he's Nepo.
Okay, no, fair enough, fair enough.
That could be a problem because of the nature of what they did, because they engaged in a kind of fraud there where you
I'm just saying, it's just bad accounting.
were
Bad
having
math.
a sock
Yeah.
puppet account, a fake account, an alt account, right? That is donating these bits, pretending to be a friend instead of a mod. Now, understand that a mod can very well be
I
perceived.
have to read this. He broke Twitch TOS. He is doomed because one thing Twitch does do is enforce their own TOS.
As an agent or an employee of the streamer. So if a mod goes out and does something on the streamer's behalf, they are an agent. And the streamer is what's called the principal. That's principal agent theory. And a principal can be liable for the actions of their agent. If you tell somebody to go out and do something, and certainly if you're compensating them or reimbursing them for that, they are your agent. So it's as if the streamer was doing this. So it's as if Pirate Software was engaging in this. And in this case, it's doubly damning because he shows he knows this. He was told this and he didn't say, don't do that. He didn't say, well, that might be against TOS. He says, well, that's kind of shady. No, he's like, okay, great. He's like, okay, fine. In fact, he's strategizing on the best way to do this, which is,
Jesus.
once again, not a very good look when we're coming to allegations of fraud. So let's continue here. We have federal, oh no, sorry. Let me go back here. With the terms of service, some people allege, and this is more of a kind of niche allegation here, but some people do allege, and this is something that
Wait, the mod that did that is a lawyer in UK. But was it the mod or his IRL friend?
Ooh.
that I believe one of the lawyers brought up for this was that, well, this is something that there might be a separate contract for. So the lawyer that was talking to Quinn Theo said, hey, there might be a separate contract that might supersede that. Well, in a separate part of the Twitch terms of service, which I looked up, it actually says even in other agreements, even if there is a separate agreement, even if there's a supplement, you still have to follow these terms and you cannot violate them. And I'm very sure that a separate agreement would have incorporated that statement because it's intended to be applied to all separate agreements. So even if there was a separate private streamer agreement, even if Pirate Software got a lawyer and negotiated a private agreement with Twitch, even if that happened, I doubt he's able to break those terms. And beyond that, he's not allowed to break the law. And what we get into next, and the thing
All my brain is thinking all of this could have been avoided if they would have just discussed it in voice channel or through a phone call. No text trail. All of this could have been avoided unless he would somehow accidentally fell on his mouse and accidentally clicked record on OBS and recorded the call, and then accidentally, the tornado hit his apartment or house, wherever he lives, then like twirled them midstream where he jumped on the button multiple times, clicked on the recorded videos, and played it on stream. What do I know?
thing that's very spicy is potential violations of federal law and state law. So let's talk about federal law. Federal law is the Federal Deceptive Trade Practices Act, and that's something that is very, very well known by me. I covered that a lot. That was one of my kind of, I would say, specialties in the corporate realm when I was corporate counsel. There are three.
Wait, all of this could have been avoided if they didn't try to defraud their chat for an ego boost. Yeah, but where's the fun in that, right? Pirate Software is a bad boy. He lives life dangerously.
Separate elements. So you need a representation, omission, or practice that is likely to mislead a customer. So the practice would be, hey, donating bits from the sock puppet account. The consumer's interpretation is reasonable under the circumstances. So the consumer is thinking this is a private party. This is somebody else. This is not the mod. This is not Pirate Software. They're thinking, oh, look, this person is extending the hype train. And so because of that misleading representation, that materially led others to donate more to keep it going. It's a very well-known thing in scams and cons. This is something that confidence men do. They get fake buyers to go out there and gin up interest so that people will buy stuff even though it's over.
They do the same thing in real estate. They sometimes hire people to pretend like they're interested in the house during showings. So that way, when you go and look at the house, you feel like, okay, this house is in demand.
Priced. That is a very common fraudulent practice. So by not disclosing the fact that essentially your agent, your employee is going out here and doing that, that is misleading a reasonable viewer, a reasonable consumer.
You know what's the saddest part? That the reality is numbers do affect if you grow or if you get more donations. Because the second people see more people watching you, they want to watch you. The less people watch you, they don't want to watch you. And the more people see donations, super chats, bits, subscriptions, the more they want to do that too. So he just abused the simple psychology of a person.
A possible interpretation of that. Once again, it's not for sure that he would be convicted of this, but this is opening up the door to these questions. Beyond that, there's state law. So Twitch is in California. Every state has their own Deceptive Practices Act. Florida has one, Georgia has one, New York. A lot of them follow what's called the UDTPA, which is the Uniform Deceptive Trade Practices Act. But some of them also have things that go further, and some of them have criminal penalties, including California, which can hit you if you go cross certain lines. So Consumer Legal Remedies Act, California has that. And I mentioned California, by the way, because that's where Twitch is. So it would be very reasonable if a California donor, if a California whale brought a claim against a California corporation in a California court against, Twitch and against, Mr. Pirate Software. So there's three things that...
Ain't no way. You can do that?
Yo, Californians.
Another reason I'm never moving to California. Next thing
I
you
w-
know, you move to California as a content creator. You get a huge supporter, and one day you're like, you know what? I don't like them anymore. Let me backclaim all my money.
Crazy work.
Really come up, and these are separate under the law, the Consumer Legal Remedies Act. Now, that's typically used to products, but there could be an argument that it would apply to services, particularly services that were fraudulent or misleading. But beyond that, there's California Business Code 17500, which leads to false or misleading statements or false or misleading advertisement. And this could be perceived as, hey, falsely advertising that you're number one on the hype train, that you're this hype train leader, that you're this person that needs to be donated to keep this thing going to breach all these levels, when really most of those levels, or maybe a lot of those levels, some of those levels were just artificially inflated by either Pirate Software's mod or the sock puppet accounts. I mean, who knows? We don't really have a full track on that yet. And beyond that, there's the unfair competition law. And this one I think is pretty juicy, because this one would even allow other creators the potential to say, hey, this is unfair competition. You're allowing these people
Yeah,
to
no, I can
inflate
see
their
that.
numbers and get this hype train going on, get featured on the front page, get highlighted, get hyped up, by all of the platform and by the, CEO himself, all this sort of good stuff.
And by the way, before people even start talking about, well, Twitch shouldn't do the whole thing that finances give you a leg up when it comes to visibility on Twitch. YouTube does the same thing. The more you support the content creator on any platform, Twitch, Kick, YouTube, the more you support a content creator, the more of a leg up they have. Because I know there's gonna be at least one person who says it's Twitch's fault. Allegedly, that is. Oh yeah, no, yeah, you're right. Allegedly.
And that is
Allegedly.
unfair competition. That's giving them an unfair edge because they're doing things that are violating the TOS freely. And hey, if you don't enforce this, Twitch, if you don't do anything, Twitch, this is a problem. Now, beyond that, there are other issues other than him losing subs. And of course, once again, him losing subs just adds the potential of people that might sue. But beyond that, there's advertisers. Advertisers might feel like they were defrauded. They might feel angry because they're saying, hey, we're running ads and they're supposed to be on the top channels. But if he's falsely inflating his numbers and he's being falsely promoted, well, maybe we're not really getting the value we thought we were getting. We thought we were getting a value of someone who was number one in the hype trains, who was leading in this pack of hype trains. And we're not getting that value. And even if they don't have a claim, they might express their anger. They might pull out. They might refuse to advertise. Beyond that, this could open the flawed floodgates. If Twitch does not crack down on this, does not issue some punishment, some correction, well, others might say, well, I can do that too. And then everybody is going and committing this deception, which would just open up Twitch as a really, really poor perceived platform where everyone is essentially artificially boosting their own numbers, which once again goes towards Twitch's impotent image. Twitch is something that Twitch's a platform that I've talked about a lot because they've failed to enforce their own rules evenly, fairly, and justly. And if you have terms of...
I heard they again banned a VTuber, not banned, suspended a VTuber for inappropriate attire.
Bro, what?
Yeah. Which I have only one thing to say. Look at these milkers. Look at them. Look at these milkers. I'm dizzy. Now that's how you attire and show off your milkers.
Service, and you never enforce them, well, that's not a good look for your platform as a whole. And that's why other platforms are rising. Even platforms like Kick are passing Twitch in many metrics because of their poor image. And other platforms like YouTube look at that and say, hey.
So apparently Kick has surpassed the amount of Spanish speaking audience and streamers over Twitch now.
That's crazy.
We're going to stay away from those sort of images, that sort of image, and enforce our rules. So this is a really bad look for Twitch. It does not look good for Pirate Software and is likely to continue his downward slide. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll catch you on the next.
Are you guys enjoying the stream today?
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
There's no way that's the outro of a lawyer. Ain't no way. Freaking got me jump scared. Jesus Christ. What are you doing?
He definitely lost balance after getting hit in the ear.
Oh my god, this
He
gave me a
felt-
jump scare.
Yeah, yeah. We fly high. Check it. Spread my wings high, reach the sky. Feathers in the wind, never asking why. I'm a bird, motherfucker, I'm a bird. Soaring high, yeah, that's the word. Flying free like you never heard.